Yes. A very good evening to you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and it is with great pleasure as I welcome you to yet another beautiful episode of Time Out with Yaba. I remain yours faithfully, Joseph Emmanuel Yaba. Yes, we also want to please sincerely express our apologies to you for our inability to bring in Time Out with Yaba last week, Saturday. It was due to unforeseen circumstances, but yes, Tama Titaba is here with a fresh episode this Saturday. And this Saturday, we shall be talking about positive and negative effect of peer pressure. Yes, positive and negative effect of peer pressure. Sit tight, relax, and enjoy the show. See you soon. Yeah, welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, this is Time Out with Yaba, and we shall be discussing positive and negative effect of peer pressures. So today, under our topic, we shall be looking at what is peer pressure, types of peer pressure, signs of peer pressure, and benefits of peer pressure. Yes, so what is peer pressure? Peer pressure is the influence exercised by people within the same social group. It is also used to describe the effect this influence has on a person, that is to conform in order to be accepted by this group. Now, oftentimes peers are thought of as friends, but peers can be anyone of a similar status, such as people who are the same age, who have the same ability, and also people who share the same social status. Okay, now peer pressure is commonly thought of in a negative light, but in reality, it's not always a bad thing. All right, sometimes peer pressure is used to positively influence people. Now, learning about acceptable group norms can be a positive part of learning how to live with a socialize, how to live and also socialize with these people. Great. So, type of peer pressure. Most people have a strong desire to fit in and are especially also sensitive to being picked on. People are sensitive to being picked on, people are being sensitive to being made fun of or being disliked. I also don't want to be disliked, all right? Nobody wants to be disliked, but consequently, they are often eager to do the things that their peers tell them to do. So because young people don't want to be picked on, because you don't want people to make fun of you or to dislike you, most people will easily want to do, are eager to do what their peers tell them to do. Now, research has drawn attention to the significant role of peers in influencing behaviors. So when peers endorse positive and noble behavior, young people are more likely to engage in those behaviors for life. All right, and even when their peers are not even watching, they'll always want to do because they learned it from their peers. All right, so based on that, we have two types of peer pressures. That is, we have the positive and negative peer pressure. All right, now great. So positive peer pressure is when someone's peer encourage them to do something positive or push them to grow in a beneficial way, push them to do things that it's beneficial to the society, push them to do things that are beneficial to themselves, and that way they will continue to grow. All right, now negative peer pressure on the other hand involve pressures to do some things that is dangerous and damaging to themselves and also to the society. And Most of the time people tend not to look at the positive side of peer pressure, but what we have more often is the negative side of peer pressure. Now, as young people continue to grow into adulthoods, peers will always play a bigger role in their life. All right, friends can influence everything from what kind of music they listen to, and to what they wear, and to how they talk. So you see, peers have stronger influence on their fellow peers. All right, so today we shall be looking at the signs of peer pressure and also the benefits of peer pressure. The show will be back after this short break. This is Time Out with Yaba. Yes, welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, this is Time Out with Yaba. Now, still on positive and negative effect of peer pressures, we shall be talking about the signs of peer pressure. Yeah, so now peer pressure can range from elusive to open, which means that some forms of peer pressure can be easier to spot than the others. All right, so being able to identify signs that young people are dealing with peer pressure may help you to start a supportive conversation. Okay, now, yeah, you start a supportive conversation in such a way that you don't your conversation does not in any way affect the person psychologically, the person psychologically, because sometimes the manner in which you talk to young people matters a lot, so you don't affect their self-esteem. All right, so now some signs that young people may be experiencing peer pressure include avoiding school or other social situations. Sometimes you see a child or a young person not wanting to go to school. Something may be wrong with that person, with that child. Now, sometimes being very image conscious. Okay, yes, and this is also very open change in behavior. Sometimes you just notice all of a sudden the person just changed, the behavior changed. That's something wrong. You need to investigate that. Sometimes the person will be experiencing feeling like they don't fit in. All right, and the person will be having low moods. Of course, is a sign of peer pressure. Making social comparison. Yes, and sometimes trying out new haircuts. You see a child all of a sudden, or a young person all of a sudden wanting to change hairstyle or trying to change clothing styles. All right, that is a sign of peer pressure. Then sometimes you see when the person start talking about dating or start taking part in sexual activities. Okay, sometimes smoking or using alcohol or other drugs, then engaging in risky behaviors and breaking rules. All right, that's a sign. I recall back then when I was in secondary school, we used to jump school friends when we come to school late. So instead of going through the gate, because of course when you go through the gate you'll be punished, so we have to go through the back fence. We have to jump the fence and enter the school through the back of the school. Why? Because then we used to see some of our schoolmates doing it, and we thought it was cool. Not until one day we never knew that there's a teacher, the discipline master, was right by the fence. So he waited for us to jump the fence, and after jumping the fence, then we all got caught. That was a very crazy experience, man. But normally I wouldn't have thought of jumping fences, because of course I wouldn't have thought of doing it, but because I saw some of my schoolmates doing it, so I thought it was cool. All right, so these are signs, of peer pressure, and many of the signs of peer pressure can also be signs of other things like bullying also, or mental health concern. But it is very important that any changes in behavior or mood should be investigated. Yes, it should be investigated. Very, very important, and so that you don't give room for any chances. Great. So now the show will be back after this short break. Thank you. Sit down, relax, and enjoy. See you soon. Yes, welcome back from that short break. If you're just joining us, this is Time Out with Yaba, and currently we're discussing positive and negative effect of peer pressures. So we are done discussing the negative signs of peer pressure, and right now we shall be talking about the positive signs of peer pressure. Now, here are examples. Here are a few examples of positive peer pressure. Now, when you push your friend to study harder so they can get good grades, of course that's a positive peer pressure, right? And sometimes when you convince your friend to go get a job so that the person can get money instead of engaging in social vices and all that, instead of getting involved in in risky behaviors, of course that is a positive peer pressure. Now, when you advise your friend to save money for a bigger purchase like a car, and you're encouraging your friend to be financially wise in spending, of course that is positive peer pressure. And when you don't engage in gossiping, when you discourage gossiping, when you discourage looking down on people, of course that when you encourage not looking down on people or gossiping or getting involved in any social vices, of course that is positive peer pressure. And when you discourage illegal or risky behavior like drinking, like underage drinking, or smoking, or breaking rules, using drugs, of course that is a positive peer pressure. And positive peer pressure, as we have said, always push people to grow in a beneficial way. It always have positive. It leads to a positive. It leads to positivity in the life of young people. Great. Now, quickly, let's look at the benefits of peer pressure. Now, benefits. Number one, advice. Friends can be a great support as they try out new things, explore new ideas, or they need someone to help them walk through a challenging problem. Okay, all right. So advice is good. Now, encouragement. Peers can push each other to do new things, like trying out new things, or getting involved in positive activities. All right. The encouragement and the encouragement that comes from that push will definitely go a long way to make young people try out new things. Now, friendship and support. Now, feeling supported by someone who accepts us for who we are can boost our self-esteem. All right. Yes. So we get a booster of self-esteem when we get involved with the right people. Now, gaining new experiences. Now, sometimes we need a little push. All right, we need a little push, of course, to do something we really want to do, but sometimes we may not have that courage, so a friend can push you to go get new experiences. I'm a very good example of one person who have benefited from experiences, positive experiences that I have gained from my friends, from my peers, and they have, they are still molding me, encouraging me, and supporting me and advising me to be the best I can be. Now, modeling good examples. Friends can help each other to be better in everything. All right. Yes, they can help you be the best you can be, and instead of encouraging risky behaviors, they can give you good examples. All right, when you have a person you're looking up to, of course that person can be a model. Sometimes in the society, like, can't you see Joseph, the way Joseph is doing, or can't you see David, or can't you see Khalifa, or can't you see Kuya, the way she's doing? Of course they will use it as an example to their own kids. All right, now it will also help you practice socialization, learning about different social norms, learning about different cultural diversity and all that, and help us know how to adapt to different situations and decide which group we want to spend time with and which one we don't. All right, so it helps you practice socialization. Great. So now quickly, as we begin to wind up, how to help addressing effects of peer pressure. Now, it is worth remembering that you have an influence over yourself. You have an influence over who you allow to be part of your life, especially over a longer period. Now, as a young person, as you continue to grow into adulthood, it is very important that you begin to get yourself involved with people that can help you, shape you, and mold you to be the best that you can be. Now, here are some ideas to help teenagers manage peer pressures. Okay, now keep the line of communication open. Keep the line of communication open. Staying connected, it's important. All right, now this can help make you feel more comfortable when you talk to people. All right, try to be open. Try to talk to people that you trust. Try to talk to people you know that can help give you positive advices. All right, now suggest another way to say no. Don't just say no outrightly. We've seen cases where sometimes when you say no, it leads to bullying, it leads to some other things. I've seen a situation where a young person was being pressured to join a cult, and he outrightly said no, and because he said no straightly, he was killed. Too bad. All right, so but instead of just saying no outrightly, suggest ways to say no. All right, find another suitable way to say no so that you can help also save yourself. All right, now for example, a friend might be encouraging you to try smoking. So rather than just saying no, just find another way to say no. I have an asthma, or I don't like the way it smells, and I don't want to get involved because of health issues, like that. Just find a way to say no. Now encourage a wide social network. Build up a different social network of friends, of people that can help you. I'm also a beneficiary of a wide social network, and I've benefited from these opportunities that friends share, and I usually take opportunities of what friends share. So, but you can only get that when you belong to a wider social network. All right. Then, above all, learn to build up your sense of self-esteem. Learn to build up yourself so that you can stand up for yourself and be more confident to make your own decision and to push back on peer pressure and to push back on negative peer pressure. All right. Yes. Thank you very much for joining Time at Itiaba today. If you have any comment or any suggestions or any questions, please feel free to drop your comment, and also kindly subscribe to our channel. And thank you very much. I remain yours faithfully, Joseph Emmanuel Yaba. See you next week, Saturday. Bye bye.